Hello, my name is Mo, and I want to talk a little bit today about how I healed my menopause issues, inflammation, severe weight gain, and pretty much all of it. But it required some pretty massive change. So, I'm going to give a little history about my eating journey because a lot of this has to do with food, and a lot of it you're probably not going to like because it's not common knowledge and it's not pretty. So in 1999, I was about 27 at the time. I started doing the Atkins diet. So the Atkins diet, for those of you who remember, is a very low carb diet, focuses on like high protein. I can't even remember exactly because it's been really been a long time for me. 25 years. And I felt great on the Atkins diet. The only problem was I was 27 and I was living in Los Angeles and I was partying a lot. So that meant a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs. So while I would feel great, and I worked a lot too, and I was, I was a little bit of a corporate slave at the time. So I had a 9 to 5, and like Monday through Friday, for the most part, I would stay really strong on my diet. But then the weekend would come, and like it was all bets were off. I worked in music. I worked in music and tech, and it was the tech boom time, and it was just a lot going on, a lot of parties, a lot of fun. Fast forward to about 2006. So about 7, 8 years later, I was like, okay, the Atkins diet must not be very good for me because it's focuses high on fat meat. So I decided to switch, and I switched to a more like what we consider the standard American diet. Like on your plate, you've got a palm full of protein, a palm full of carbohydrates, and then the rest you fill with vegetables. And that worked for a really long time. Well, I would say about 5 years. And then fast forward to 2012 when I turned 40. And that's when the time most women are in perimenopause, not menopause, perimenopause. It's like early stages of menopause. You are experiencing changes in your hormones and hormonal fluctuations, etc. And women go through hormonal fluctuations the entire time, right? So, but it just starts to like ramp up around like 38, 39, 40. And I started seeing my naturopathic doctor at the time. And she encouraged me to get off grains, alcohol, caffeine. She's like, just try it for 2 weeks. Just try it for 2 weeks. Stop eating grains. So grains are bread, rice, pasta, tortillas, and stop eating legumes such as beans, black beans, soybeans, lentils. So I took a 2 week break, and all I ate for those 2 weeks was meat and vegetables, and I felt great. And I called her up and I was like, I feel really good. Should I keep doing this? And she's like, yeah, if you want to do that, keep doing it. Now, common rhetoric has us believing that diets high in meat are bad for you and that vegetables are really good for you. But I was 40 at the time and I was feeling great for the most part. But as the years crept on, I was continuously inflamed. And over the years, I started to discover that I was getting inflamed by food that was contaminated with gluten, food that was contaminated with soy. So a lot of sauces have soy or gluten in them. So if you're eating like meat and vegetables, but you're putting like a sauce on them, they could have soy or gluten. And I didn't know what was going on with me. And then I just gave up completely. And I started eating everything in moderation. And the weight gain continued. I was bloated. I was puffy all the time. Yeah, I was still drinking alcohol, but everything I was doing in moderation. And then I started working out. I started working out with a trainer. She's amazing, really great, and she's a friend of mine. But I was like exhausted and burning myself out and still not losing any weight. Puffy. Now, I'm not a big person. And at the height of my weight gain, which was December of 2023, I was almost 150 pounds. And that's why I think this video is so important. I'm going to be 53 next month. And I was 51 and I was 150 pounds. I am going to be 53 and I am now at 131 pounds. So I'm back at my normal weight. I feel a lot better. And how did I do it? I stopped eating inflammatory foods. A lot of vegetables are inflammatory. Common rhetoric does not tell us this. The standard American diet will not tell you this. The standard American diet really truly believes that the food pyramid is how we should be eating. It's not. This idea that we just continue to gain weight throughout our years and that our noses will continue to get big and our ears will continue to get big is a lie. Most Americans are eating processed foods. The thing that most Americans don't realize is the rice that you put on your plate, the bread that you're eating, the corn, all of that is processed. Nuts. Nuts are one of the biggest lies that they tell us. Nuts are mass produced in the United States. Yeah, all of these like keto diets and things that they'll like encourage nuts are extremely high in sugar. The bottom line is I cut out sugar in all its form. Bread, pasta, corn. Obviously everything with gluten and soy. And a ton of vegetables. This lifestyle is not for everyone, but for me, it is gold. It has simplified everything. I'm not a huge fan of cooking. I cook the most simple, basic meals every day. My skin is glowing. I have lost all my weight. My hair is no longer frizzy. I sleep amazing. I have no hot flashes. None of it. Like, everything is gone. No, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I haven't had a sip of alcohol. Well, no, I did have a drink a couple weeks ago with a friend, and I decided it's not for me. I stopped drinking though, for the most part. Definitely don't put any drugs in my body anymore. That ship sailed a long time ago. You want to know what I do eat? Red meat, eggs, butter, fish, sauerkraut, kimchi, like fermentations with my meat. Those are my vegetables. Avocados, occasional tomatoes, mayonnaise that is made out of avocado oil, not soybean oil. Onion. I love grilled onions. It's not an easy lifestyle. I'm going to give you that. And for someone that's just starting out eating like this, it can be really hard. But like I said, I started eating like this in 1999 when I went on the Atkins diet the first time. Carnivore-leaning diets will heal you. The doctors will not tell you this. In fact, our culture has been strong-armed to believe that red meat, butter, eggs will raise your cholesterol, but there is a lot of information out there that will let you know that what we learned about cholesterol is not true. You don't have to take my word for it. You can do your own research. You can try it if you want. I'm just saying it works for me. It's made me feel great. I believe in it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, I'm signing off. If you have any more questions for me, feel free to ask. I have a ton of resources. I've been down the rabbit hole and back. I studied with Primal Bod, Candy Frazier, for a year, and I've done. I'm a follower of a lot of doctors that do recommend this way of life to heal your immune issues, your menopause issues, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and many, many more.